Hello everyone, welcome back to Pacific Front channel. Last week, Australia received its first two Apache Guardian of the 29th it ordered. The Guardian will replace Australia's fleet of Tiger armed reconnaissance helicopters when the delivery is completed in 2029. The Guardian is undoubtedly surpassing the Tiger, and the Australian Army will greatly benefit from the capabilities it offers. The question is, with the Tiger still having a lot of service life left, what would Australia do with it? Scrap it or sell it? If so, should anyone take Australia's used Tiger? Before we go there, it would be good if we take a look at the circumstances of the Australian Tiger and why it has so many troubles, so potential takers could assess whether the helicopter is good for them or not. The Armed Reconnaissance Helicopter project, the Tiger helicopter's beginning, was an important combat capability for the Australian Army back in the late 90s. It was intended to perform some roles, including air mobile escort missions, provide air cover, conduct helicopter attacks, and recovery missions. The request for tender was released in December 2000, and in 2001, Australia's DoD signed a contract with Eurocopter, now Airbus Helicopters, for the acquisition of 22 Tiger helicopters worth $1.1 billion and a true life support contract worth $397 million. The Tiger was beating four other candidates like the Mangusta, Cobra, and Roivak, including the Apache, which came fourth in the race. It was said to be preferred by the government and the army because it met all the key performance requirements, the most modern helicopter offered, and was deemed a low risk of the self-platform. The last part, however, wasn't entirely true because the Tiger production had not started during the signing and no country had received any Tigers yet. Australia's National Audit Office (ANAO) conducted an audit into the project and concluded that the Tiger was more developmental than off-the-shelf, leading to greater exposure to schedule, cost, and capability risk. In the case of Australia, the Tiger only achieved its final operating capability in 2016, the milestone that should have been achieved 7 years earlier. Even so, they achieved this milestone with 9 caveats. All have been resolved in 2018 though, but it still hindered the Tiger's operational capability during its early days. The audit also found that the Tiger doesn't meet the expected capability it promised, from the low availability of only 50% or 4 Tigers in every squadron instead of 6, higher than expected cost per flying hours and maintenance, also capability deficiencies including self-protection system, interoperability, comms, airworthiness, and the roof-mounted sight. The fact that there are only 4 Tiger users and only around 180 helicopters exist today also creates a challenge of sustaining the fleet within a limited supply chain. Lastly, some analysis within Australia suggests that the main problems for the Australian fleet's low availability are primarily due to the defense logistics. The computer-aided maintenance management or the CAM2 system that Australia uses actually makes logistic management more complicated, labor-intensive, and costly. So what about the other Tiger users? Do they suffer the same problems? Since it's a small international fleet size, France, Germany, and Spain also face a supply chain challenge which impacts their availability rate and sustainment. However, because they are European neighbors and the OEM is also European, this issue is not as punishing as with Australia, which has a geography debuff. In 2019, a trilateral global supply contract was signed with Airbus to boost the availability rate of the Tigers in the French, German, and Spanish armies, which has been showing results of improving the availability rate for their Tiger fleet. French and German variants have been combat-proven and deployed on operations in challenging environments like Afghanistan, Libya, and Mali. The 30mm cannon was far more accurate than the Apache before the Block 3 upgrade. The night vision system is on par or maybe better than the Apache, and the French Tiger has 100% mission availability in Libya on board the Mistral and without operational restriction. Unlike the British Apache on the same operations, which only had 50% mission availability and with operational restrictions. This proves that despite the high cost of operation and maintenance, there's nothing wrong with the helicopters themselves. And recently, France and Spain have committed to the Tiger Mark III upgrade program, which aims to enhance firepower, connectivity, and capabilities well into the future. With this upgrade, we will see the Tiger controlling drones in man-unmanned teaming and carrying new air-to-ground and air-to-air missile as well as new guided rockets, giving it a more or less similar capability to what the Apache Guardian has. Regarding Germany, which is not participating in the Mark III upgrade and plans to retire the fleet early and replace some of it with the H-145M, from what I found, some of the reasons have to do with evolving requirements over time, and that missions previously reserved for the Tiger could be performed by the less expensive H-145M, particularly in the light attack role. Now, with Australia plan to phase out its Tiger in 2028, should anyone take it, it probably still has half of its service life left, and despite Australia's problems, from what I found, it seems to work well in other armies. So, if Australia plans to sell it, the potential takers that first come to my mind are the existing users, simply because they already have the infrastructure and knowledge on how to operate it, and these countries are now beefing up their defense to face a new conflict. Lessons from Ukraine show how fast and easily military equipment is spent in war. Adding a dozen or so helicopters, either for active duty or as reserve, could help prepare them better for a potential future conflict in Europe. The second potential taker I have in mind is Ukraine itself. They desperately need any available military equipment they can get, no matter how nightmarish the logistical footprint and maintenance will be. Although Ukraine's skies are now littered by drones restricted by the use of SAM and attack helicopters were referred to as flying coffins, new tactics, survivability measures, and mission integrations as demonstrated by Russia in 2025 have proved that attack helicopters still have a place in a modern battlefield. A fleet of 22 Tigers from Australia, either from a grant or at a discounted price, could help the Ukrainian defenders protect their home country. And this scenario is most likely to happen in the near future, because last year, the Ukrainian ambassador to Australia revealed his country's interest in acquiring Australia's Tiger fleet. So, I hope this can become a reality where the Tiger can have a new opportunity to prove itself in a place where it is truly needed. What do you think about the Australian Tiger fleet? Should they give it to Ukraine, or do you have other potential takers in mind? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next one.